the call. The first guest speaker is a very successful agent of ours all the way from Texas. Kent is joining us. We also have Stephen from South Florida, who actually created the Mortgage Lead program. So he is going to speak as well. And then we have Joseph Loughran, our Marketing Vice President here at Levinson & Associates. So we're excited about this call. We wanted to switch things up a little bit. If you've been on our previous Mortgage Lead program training calls, this one's going to be a little bit different. We're also giving away a free batch of leads to the 100th registrant. Okay, so whoever was number 100 when registering for the webinar will get a free batch of leads. We will announce the winner at the end of today's call, and of course you must be on the entire call to qualify for the prize. So just keep that in mind. I also think you'll walk away with some great tools and knowledge, so it'll be well worth your time. We're going to run for about 40 minutes or so. We'll try to make this quick. Take out a pen and paper, and of course jot down any questions, comments, anything you would like to revisit after the call. Just shoot us an email, or of course you're more than welcome to call in to anyone on our marketing team, and we can get those questions answered for you. So, you know, us as a IMO, we've been around since 1972 now, and you know, it's easy to sit back like most of our competitors and say, you know, we're going to go out and we're going to offer great commissions, great products, great service, and the agents will come to us. Well, that's not the case anymore, okay? That might have worked, you know, 20, 30 years ago, but today is a completely different world, and we get that here at Levinson. So we know how important it is to give away those three things, and to service and make sure your commissions are at the top, and make sure you have the best products available. But we also understand that if you don't have anyone to tell your story to, okay, you can have 250% commission, but if you're not selling product and you don't have anyone to speak to, then that does you no good. I think we can all agree. So we are providing those three things to our agents, plus we're giving everyone a complete turnkey marketing platform, okay, that basically consists of everything that you need to go out and be a successful insurance agent, okay, and that's very, very important. We're not saying, all right, here's a complete sales platform, but we're going to cut your commissions in half. Or we're not saying, here's your free platform, but you are captive to Levinson. We're not saying that either. And to me, that's the worst way to conduct business in our industry. So we're saying you are 100% independent, but we're giving you the complete turnkey platform, as well as offering a mortgage lead protection program, okay, all to our agents, and still giving the important service, top commissions, and best products. So that's our claim to fame, and that's how we separate ourselves from the competition. And if there is a new program available or new piece of technology that's available in the marketplace, we're going to be the first ones to offer that to our agents, typically at no charge, okay, as long as you are active with us. So if you've been with us for a while, I think you can attest to that statement. Okay, so I don't want to take up too much more time here. Let's dive into the presentation. Joe is going to start off with our upcoming training webinars, which is what you're on right now. We have a few neat ones coming up here if you want to make a note. Also, if you ever want to see what's coming on for that particular month or week, you can always go to our homepage at kerrylevinson.com. Bottom right corner, it says webinars there. There's an archive folder. You can register for upcoming webinars, all from that box in the bottom right corner. So just keep that in mind. Joe, you want to take it from here?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. I'm going to dive into a couple upcoming webinars. As usual, we do record all the webinar sessions and actually post them to our YouTube channel as early as this afternoon. So everyone on the call will actually receive an email from us this afternoon with all the resources that we're talking about today, In addition to that, you'll also receive the link to go to that YouTube channel, and you can replay this webinar back and actually watch it on demand. Some great upcoming webinars for next week on Tuesday, which is the 21st. At 11 a.m., we're going over the Fidelity Life products, actually using their e-application. They've got a very quick, easy, actually it has about a 24-hour turnaround time from when you apply to when the policy gets approved. That's all done online. We'll be covering that product and actually going through the online sales process. And then on Wednesday, which is the 22nd, the Levinson Annuity Division, which is actually headed up by Josh Hoffman, is hosting an annuity training at 1 p.m. Eastern. The whole focus of that webinar is on annuity sales strategies and annuity sales ideas. That's going to run for about 35, 40 minutes, again at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then on Thursday, which is the 23rd, at 2 p.m. Eastern, we're covering an accident product that's actually part of our Sell While You Sleep platform, which means clients can actually go on your website, actually quote and apply for coverage 100% on their own. It's a complete client-driven process. At 2 p.m. Eastern, again, we're covering the Value Benefits Accident product, which is a great product to throw on a website. A lot of great agents that have been writing health products use that product in combination with some critical illness products to actually make a lot of ancillary sales. So we'll be covering that entire platform. Again, that is the 23rd at 2 p.m. Eastern. My next slide here is about our 9th annual Levinson Expo. It's official. We just actually launched last week. The expo date, which is Friday, it's the 8th, and that's in 2016. This is our 9th annual expo. It's, again, officially launched. It's free for all agents to attend. We actually host this event on a beachfront resort here in South Florida. The great thing about this expo is that we actually build in some qualification levels, which you'll see on the bottom of the screen, for just $15,000 of paid premium, which of course covers any product, whether you're writing life insurance, annuity products, long-term care, disability, critical illness. They all qualify for that expo. And again, at just $15,000 of paid premium, we actually pay for one free night at the beachfront resort. For $40,000 of paid premium, we pay for round-trip airfare plus one free night at that beachfront resort. And then for $50,000 of paid premium, we paid for round-trip airfare plus two free nights, which is Thursday and Friday night. So this is a day full of sales ideas, full of sales concepts. It's really a day you don't want to miss, especially if you're a local agent. If you're not, hitting that $15,000 of paid premium will give you that extra incentive where we can actually hopefully fly you down to South Florida and also pay for that room. It's a great day. We usually have about 200 plus agents in attendance. So again, that is April 8th, 2016, a day you definitely don't want to miss.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Yes, definitely a day you do not want to miss. That day is built around making our agents successful. So very important stuff there. What's new at Levinson? As you know, we're constantly changing, upgrading, adding to. We're constantly making the iGenius platform bigger and better for our field force. So what's new at Levinson? So as you know, everyone is talking about the new Apple iWatch. Okay, that is the new hot tech item probably of the year. Okay, so what we did is we tied in a contest with the iWatch and our Prudential and American General No Lapse UL and Indexed UL. So very simple. Place at least $2,500 of the minimum premium, okay, all before October 15th of this year, and we will send you a free Apple iWatch, your choice of colors. We have them in stock now. So write that business. Let us know when it's placed. We will mail that out as soon as the case goes in force. Right under that, what we did here is we obviously have almost 10,000 agents today across the country, and most of our agents are big life insurance writers, which we love, obviously. And we wanted our agents to get a little taste of our annuity department with Josh Hoffman, who's actually housed here in our office in Coral Springs. So what we did is we said, hey, if you write your first annuity application and place it with us, we're giving you a free 16 gig tablet, okay, so you can write those e-applications. There's no minimum premium. Write the annuity app. Let us know. We'll mail you your free tablet. It's that simple. Also, part of our annuity department, we have a new Press and Play podcast training. And basically what that is we send out a weekly email blast. We pick a new subject that we're going to talk about to help our life agents become more versed in the annuity part of the industry. Okay, so even if you've never written an annuity before, watch these training podcasts. They're very helpful. And again, you can always call Josh in our office. He will hold your hand and walk you through that annuity sale. So that's what he's here for. That's his job. So please don't be shy. Call in anytime that you would like. And if you obviously have a potential client, we're here to help you. So just always remember that. We also have quote engines and e-apps all built into that side of the Levinson & Associates department. Agent website updates, brand new. We have mobile templates now. So basically what this means, if you're using our free agent website at insprofessional.com, and everybody should have their own website these days. I don't care if you're brand new to the industry or you're 83 years old, you need to have a retail website, especially because we're giving the complete website free to all active agents. So we just came out with these new mobile templates, which is basically just a background of your website, and they're 100% mobile accessible. So what that means to you is all of your clients can pull you up from their iPhone or BlackBerry or any smartphone, pull up your website, run quotes, sign up online, and literally buy products right from your site while you do absolutely nothing. So take advantage of this, okay? If you're new to this whole side of the technology part, call us. We'll help you. We'll hold your hand. That's what we're here for. And I know I've said that numerous times, but I mean that, okay? We really encourage the phone calls. Just on the bottom there, the Sell While You Sleep products. Now, this is part of this iGenius platform. So when I said your clients can go on your website and purchase products all while you did nothing, I meant that. And as you can see in red, we have a bunch of new products that are now 100% client-driven. Okay, these are great for call centers. Okay, if you're selling over the phone, these are awesome products. If, let's just say, you want to have your website set up and you're going to drive traffic to your website by using email blasts and Facebook pages, okay, you want to drive traffic to your site. So what starts to happen, your clients go on your homepage, they run different quotes, and they say, oh, I can sign up online. I don't even have to talk to Bill Levinson. And then I can just print my policy? This is great. Let me run a quote and see what this is about. Well, what starts to happen is all of a sudden products are being sold while you have no idea what's going on. Everything's working on autopilot in the background. And then the younger generation who loves these types of sales, by the way, they tell their friends. They send out their own e-blasts and links on their Facebook page. Next thing you know, you're driving traffic to your website, and clients are purchasing products all while you did nothing. So you need to know the basics, okay? Just keep in mind the future, and I promise you, you'll remember I said this, most of the term and whole life policies are going to be sold this way, okay? At least I would say under $500,000 in the next few years. So you need to know the basics. I'm going to show you a brand new product that we just rolled out last week that's part of the Sell While You Sleep platform that everybody should be out there marketing. So in my opinion, this is the ultimate door opener. I don't care if you're a certified financial planner with a master's in finance from Harvard. That's great. I don't care if you're a third bedroom term agent writing $10 a month policies. Okay, it doesn't make a difference. This is the ultimate door open for any type of agent or experience level. And just think about this for a second. You can go to your clients, especially parents and grandparents, and say, hey, for $6 a month, okay, or even $20 a year, you can put a whole life policy on your son, okay, or granddaughter, okay, that comes with a free 1-year scholarship to any of our 340 colleges across the country. Okay, as you can see, this policy is issuable to age 25 years old. you can get a $35,000 guaranteed whole life product for $11 a month, issuable to age 25, plus one free year scholarship, all for $11 a month. I don't know a grandparent or parent that is going to say no to having a policy and scholarship for little Johnny or little Susie. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And my favorite part about this whole product, okay, it's called University Plus Youth Life. My favorite part is the streamlined process. And the way this works, I'm not going to take too much time. You as the agent get appointed, okay? You then get a custom link. You take that link and put it on your homepage or email blast it out, okay? Or you do everything. Put it on your Facebook page. A client clicks on the link. They run a quote. They sign up online with a one-page application. It takes 2 minutes. Instant approval. Then, all in real time, they get an email that has their policy. They can print it and save it to their desktop, and they are done. That's the entire process from A to Z. Everybody should be selling the new University Plus Youth Life product, especially at these rates. And if you know any agents that you think would benefit from this, we can slide them in your hierarchy so you could start to make overrides. But this is a no-brainer. Okay, Joe, moving forward, Joe's going to talk about the Mortgage Lead Program. Now, he's going to outline some bullets. We're going to talk about the reimbursement side, and then we're going to introduce Stephen, the creator of the program. Joe?
Thanks, Bill. So, the Mortgage Lead Program is pretty unique. I'm sure everybody's familiar with a lot of different lead programs. And I'm going to go through a couple different things that make the lead program very unique. The first is these are not shared leads. They are exclusive to each ordering agent, which is very unique. Most lead programs that you see today actually share the leads between 4, 5, 6, even sometimes 8 different agents. That's not the case. You're going to be able to make the phone call, get your foot in the door, and actually have a great shot and build a great rapport with that consumer to help sell them this mortgage protection product. One other thing we do that's pretty unique is there's no long-term contract with this program. The minimum order is 12 leads. They are $18 a piece. Depending on how many leads you order, the vendor actually throws in some free leads to make up for any clients that maybe you can't get a hold of or that maybe they wrote down a bad number. But what's neat is you can actually order week to week. So if you want to participate next week, you'll actually receive an email from us on Monday morning letting you know that we're actually ordering the leads for the mortgage program. All you have to do is respond to that email or call the office and let us know you'd like to participate. If you'd like to order, great. We'll make sure you have those leads delivered the very next evening. So if you order on Monday morning or even Monday afternoon, we get the order in by the end of the day, and you actually receive the leads Tuesday afternoon by about 5:30 Eastern. Of course, all leads, all business that is processed through this platform, we actually ask that be placed through Levinson & Associates, as this is a co-op program. But again, there's no minimum contract order. So if you'd like to test it out for 1 week, order the leads. We're not going to automatically charge you the following week. So it's a very easy system to use. You can use it at your leisure, and it's very flexible when it comes to ordering leads, which is unlike a lot of the other programs out there that tie you in for 3 or 4 or even 6 months in some scenarios. So just a great way to get started in that mortgage lead program. We've got a quick testimonial at the bottom of the page here. This is actually from one of our agents who ordered leads actually in May of this year. And the quote is from Andrew out of Ohio. He said, "The mortgage lead program is bringing me new business that more than covers the expense, and it's also opening up new opportunities beyond the typical term insurance sale. Thanks for the quality lead." So Andrew's an agent that's been ordering for several different weeks. He's able to actually make that phone call, bridge that conversation from regular term coverage and maybe talk about disability income, maybe critical illness, maybe term with living benefits, and really actually reach a lot of clients. So he's been ordering for about the last month and is very, very pleased with the platform. Also, I'll turn it over to Bill here. We introduced just at the beginning of this year our lead reimbursement program, which is also something very unique to this program.
Okay, thanks, Joe. 1.2 that I want to mention again is this program actually costs us money to have our agents participate. So like Joe said, please make sure any and all business written, okay, even if it's a critical illness policy, an accident plan, final expense, whatever the case is, make sure that business gets placed back through Levinson. Okay, and there's no reason that you won't have a product fit for that particular lead or client. So just keep that in mind, and we would appreciate that as well. So we also attached a lead reimbursement program, okay, into the mix. And the reason why is because we are sure the program works. If you're willing to put the time in, okay, and you're quick on the draw, meaning when you get those leads, okay, you're on it. You're calling, you're reaching out, maybe you're following up with emails, but you're on it. As soon as those leads hit, you're on the phone. So if you work the system like Steve and Kent are going to go over, the program works. We'll even reimburse you for every lead that you sell. Very simple. Order your leads, you write and place a policy, you send us back the reimbursement form, and we pay you for every lead sold. Okay, so every person that participates, the program costs us money, plus we're paying you back for those leads that you sell. So I think that's a commitment on our end that shows you that we believe in the program and we know it works. So without further ado, I want to introduce Stephen, who also happens to be a good friend of Kerry, my father. We've known him for almost 30 years now. We trust him. He's been working the program successfully for a number of years now, and now he's slowing down. I don't want to take his thunder away, but he's slowing down in retail sales, and he's now making the program available to our agents. We're going on, I believe, about 2.5 years now, and every single week the number of participants is increasing. So I think the proof is in the pudding, and obviously we wouldn't have agents that keep coming back if the program didn't work. So without further ado, I want to introduce Steve.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you both, Bill and Joe, for giving me the time to introduce or reintroduce the mortgage lead program to you folks that are listening in today. I especially want to thank Kent for taking time from his busy schedule to share his personal experiences about this program. There's a few things I want to get into with the time I have. Firstly, we all have come to realize something about the Levinson Group, and that's that Bill and Joe have devoted their time and efforts to bring to their agents all the best resources that's possible for the agents to build their business successfully. Such things as great training and a lot of great sales ideas, an abundance of insurance carriers, along with the different programs and portfolios with those insurance carriers, a college scholarship program. They've had pilot programs from insurance companies. They help agents create their own websites. They help agents obtain professional designations in our industry. And of course, plus the terrific office support that we all have come to know when it comes to sales quotes and underwriting ideas and clerical stuff and so forth. But, taking aside all of that, what good is it if we don't have any prospects or enough prospects to share these with? Well, we as insurance agents are in the solution business. Our jobs are to provide ways to solve the needs of our prospects and turn prospects into clients now or at least in the future. That's exactly what this program, this mortgage lead program, can provide for each and every one of you. This program will give you the opportunity to have an endless supply of prospects to reach. So in the end, all we have in our tool chest can be used to create sales and ultimately increase our income for ourselves. It's a plain fact that everything in our business, in the insurance business, starts with qualified prospects to call. When I personally began in the lead program many years ago, as a matter of fact, and I was an end user just like all of you agents today listening in, the result of me getting involved in the lead program increased my income tremendously. And I became a consistent earner of six figures, good solid six figures. And there's no magic to this. It's a matter of being able to broaden your arena of people that you're in touch with. Okay. The more people you can be in touch with, obviously, the more people you can, as I say, turn from a prospect to a client. I can tell you, each and every one of you who have not used this program, or perhaps have only dabbled in it occasionally, that it absolutely works. If you participate on a regular basis, follow some pretty simple directions, and I think Kent will be the best one to point them out from his own experience, you will begin to realize the true benefits of this LEAD program. It's like anything. You gotta test the waters. You gotta try it out. I can tell you that these are not internet leads or leads that are recycled and been on the shelf for a while. These are fresh and exclusive leads only to Levinson agents. They're generated from people who received these inquiries and who have taken the time to fill them out, fill out a profile on themselves, and sent it back. I repeat that every lead that is distributed, and this is important, to an agent has been thoroughly looked at. In other words, I can tell you that between 30 to 40% of all the leads that we receive in any given week are discarded for various reasons, based on the recipient's ages, or perhaps the mortgage amounts, or just numbers that aren't included, and so forth. So we take the time to look at every lead before they go out to an agent. And as I say, if it doesn't pass our test of having value, true value, and I look at it as, would I consider that particular lead of value? If it is, fine, we send it out. And if it's not, it goes in the shredder. So that's a promise. That's a personal promise that we make to each and every agent every week on our lead runs. And that's the foundation of our mortgage lead program. They're fresh, they're exclusive, and they're quality leads. And I might add, at a very reasonable cost to you agents. As you just saw in the ordering schedule, every lead order has between 2 to 4 extra leads included. And I can tell you, I don't know of any lead program that has that included in their lead program. And we do this simply firstly for goodwill, and we also do it because it covers the occasional lead that maybe doesn't have a good working number, even though they're fresh leads. So it compensates for what things might come up and make up for it. These mortgage leads are generated from new mortgages that have just closed on new homes, or they're new mortgages on refinancing, or new mortgages on equity loans or second mortgages. And all of these leads are from mortgages that have closed, I would say, anywhere from 1, 2, or perhaps 3 weeks. So they're really new. You will rarely experience any resistance when you call a recipient. They're expecting someone to call, and they're expecting someone to provide them with information. Now, does this mean that every lead is a laydown? Absolutely not. It's going to take an agent using his or her talent, perseverance, and especially dedication to make this program pay off. Again, I think Kent will be in a position to share a lot of his personal experience and insight into this kind of thing. Before we see a sample lead, I wanted to make something very clear. Many, if not most of the leads will be outside your geographical area. Therefore, any agent participating in this lead program must be comfortable and capable of doing business entirely by phone with e-apps or drop tickets or what have you. That's very important. The last thing I want to say before we look at a lead is before you get on the telephone to start your calls, have the quote engine open on your computer or WinFlex or whatever you use for quotes so you're ready to go, because that's what you're going to be doing is quoting. Okay? Joe, can we open up the first lead? Okay, this is what a sample lead looks like. This is the information that will be included. And the first thing is, again, before you call, look at the lead. Take a moment. Feel comfortable with their names and so forth. Sometimes there's a little strange names there. And you know, just their ages and that kind of thing. So you have some type of feel for each lead before you call it. Okay? And you'll see on the leads, on the top left, starting there, you'll see the county in that state. So you know if it's in your neighborhood or if it's something outside your geographical area. On the top right, you'll see the mortgage amount. I would say probably 90% of the leads will have a mortgage amount. Occasionally they won't, and it's simple enough. You just ask them what the mortgage amount is. And then, of course, you have the mortgagee of record and the address. And then below that, you have the borrower, and if they're included with a co-borrower, and their profile as far as date of birth, and their male, female, smokers, heights and weights, and so forth. And most importantly, who to contact, and at least one and usually two contact numbers. Okay, so that's what you have to work with initially. Okay, and remember, you're on the phone and you're making the calls and you're the sales professionals. So you control the conversation. These people have sent the request in. They've taken the time to do that, to get information, and they're overall very receptive to your call. I know in the Levinson library in the online, there's a telephone script that all of you should use if you haven't used it. And it's very good. It's very simple. It's a good, broad way to, you know, get through the initial phone call and engaging with the recipients. And most importantly, and I can't stress this enough, is as a salesperson, you need to use your talent. You need to ask questions, and especially you need to listen. Okay? And getting back to a lead like this, it shows you both a borrower and co-borrower. There will be times that you'll see only one. Many times in those instances, when there's only a borrower shown and no co-borrower, if you simply ask, is there a significant other that you'd like to get coverage for? Many times the response will be, yeah, but they're not on the mortgage. That's fine. We can help them. So now you've got two people. So you can then get the information as you're speaking to them about the co-borrower. Then another logical question would be, is it equally important for both of you to get the coverage? Or is it primarily for one or the other? Okay. You know, again, you're asking questions and you're listening as they're responding. What do you do for a living? You know, again, depending on their ages. If these are people in, you know, 30s, 40s, and 50s, you certainly want to find that out, because that opens up other avenues as far as disability or things like that. Another good question is, do you currently have any life insurance in force? And the reason for that is many times it'll help you make a sale, create a larger sale. Experience will start showing you what I'm talking about. It opens up a very big door. If they don't have any life insurance, good, all the better. But if they do, that's fine. You can use that to your benefit. And with all the resources that we have through the Levinson Group as far as different companies, chances are you could do better than what they already have. Okay? You can find out if they have any dependent children. That will, again, create something that of a greater need, and certainly also put you in a place where maybe you can advise them as to how long a coverage they should have. Okay? In other words, you ask the questions and you listen, and especially you listen. Your best sales are going to come from creating from the telephone conversation. You need to hear their needs. First and foremost, you need to qualify any prospect. And what I mean by that is you need to do that health-wise. You need to ask them questions, find out what their current health is like, and also the medical histories, which will help you, number one, of course, giving them somewhat of an accurate quote based on their health. And frankly, if there's a situation where you really can help them, at least you've cut your losses, and shortened your time on the phone with them. So that's very important to qualify them. We have a second sample lead, and the only reason I want to show you this is that this versus the first one was a larger mortgage, and this is also, and as you can see here, the mortgage amount is only $64,000, and the recipients are somewhat younger also. They're in their early 30s. And so this may be more of a case, again, looking at it before you call and thinking about what direction you might take ahead of time. This may be more of a prospect for a non-medical, perhaps with a Surety Life or one of those companies, versus the first sample, which would be fully underwritten, with a Banner or a Genworth or Transamerica, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so that's the only reason I want to show you a difference in the leads. The format's the same, the information per se is the same. It's just what's included in it and the profile. That really takes care of contacting the people, and as I say, you'll have a script that you should be using so you can follow along and feel comfortable with it. Once you've given them quotes, you may or may not make the sale there. Many times you won't, but the door is wide open to follow up. They need to talk about it and what have you. And of course, part of this whole process is the continuity of things. So what I've always done, and I know that Kent has done this as well, is after the conversation, you get their email address, you send them something that's reviewing what the conversation was, and maybe even expanding on it, because you might not have gotten to all of this on the phone. And most especially is it puts your name and your contact numbers in front of them. It also pretty much puts in the forefront that they can expect to hear from you again in the very near future. So you have a door that's open, you have a prospect that's still very much alive, because I can tell you, and I know that Kent will say the same thing, that most of the business you're going to close is not on the initial phone call. It could be on the second or third one, okay? And again, this is something that you'll learn as you go along, and you'll get a feel for it. The last thing I wanted to mention, and probably I may be repeating myself a little bit, is this is the kind of thing in our business that we don't have an inventory per se. We don't have to stock shelves with merchandise. What we invest some of our own monies in is ourselves, and that's where this kind of program comes in. You're investing in yourselves. You're investing your dollars in this program. And you're investing in your ability as a salesperson, as a sales professional. The payoff, as Kent will tell you, in a lot of cases, you're opening a door, and you're going through this door, and you're discovering bigger things. It's not these cases don't represent strictly writing a term policy for that amount of mortgage. Okay. To me, it's almost laughable to think how little an investment that any of us make on any weekly run on a lead program, and what you need to do to at least cover that. On a lead run of order of 10, 15, or 20, a relatively small term policy sale will more than cover that. So it shouldn't be an issue of putting out the money. Again, that's an investment that we all need to make in ourselves. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to go over. The last thing is, and I think Kent will get into this also, is when you're opening these doors and you're asking these questions and you're getting these responses, it's going to uncover some wonderful things. And it's these gems. It may be one gem in the bunch that week, but that's all you need, which is going to be a bonanza. It's going to make your week. But unless you've ordered the leads, unless you've gotten on the phone with people, unless you successfully had your interaction and conversation with these people, and open that door wide for their needs, you'll never realize it, you know. So each and every one of you, I hope you give yourselves an opportunity, or for the people that have done it and for whatever reason maybe strayed away from it, come on back and try it again, because I think if you give yourselves a reasonable amount of time in a program like this, you'll find a very, very reasonable amount of return. Again, thank you all for listening today. Thank you, Bill and Joe, and Kent, your ball.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Okay, so we're running a little behind, but I wanted to take a minute and introduce Kent, who really is here out of his own goodwill, and he just wants to help our agents and help the Levinson team, so we really appreciate that. Kent's going to give you his insight on the LEAD program and give you some pointers and what's worked out for him. Kent, you there?
I am. Thank you, Bill, Joe, and Steve, and I'll talk fast and just know that I'm going to get you as much material as I can in a short period of time. I would ask everyone to please understand how critical it is to have the support of an organization like Levinson. I'll say this many times, but tools are a key, and obtaining quality leads is the most important part of your business, but do not underestimate the support that we have to launch our business forward, because it's a very critical piece of our business model. Now's the perfect time to purchase leads. I say that because summer's ending soon and people have time. You know, you can get into philosophy of when's a good time, when's the seasonality of getting leads. They're on vacation, they're not on vacation, they're in school, they're not in school, but just know that people have time right now, and that time is sitting with family, and when they're with family, much like Thanksgiving, they think and they make decisions based on, you know, what they're thinking about during that period of time. This is a program that's designed to be an icebreaker for conversation. In other words, the lead is really not to sell a mortgage protection policy, which is what we want it to possibly lead to, but it's really to open up a dialogue and an icebreaker to have conversation about what insurance they currently have. Are they underinsured? Did they buy insurance 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Do they have a bigger home now? Is their net worth larger that warrants a larger policy to rewrite their policy that's going to come up for renewal in the next 2 years, where we can lock them into a term policy for the next 30 years, which saves them money in the long run? So you really have to go through kind of an analysis of what they currently have, and the only way to do that is just to have a conversation with your folks. I have built my business on two things: security, number one, and profitability, number two. I've always defined security as monthly premiums. In other words, you can get your premiums in many ways, in many modes. Premium would come in monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual, but I see monthly as security because you're streaming out, or you're stretching out those payments for 1 year, which builds security in your income, where if you get that annual payment up front, that's profitability, and you're able to purchase the couch or the go on the vacation when you get a $3,000 premium. So just understand your business is the point of those comments, is understand how you're building your business. It's not just putting in a policy or an application for a policy. It's building it two ways: security and profitability. And I would challenge everyone to think about how they're building their business. Three important factors on building your business that I've learned from this model is this is an investment. You own a business. Treat it like it's a business. Set up an LLC, get your own checking account, get everything in order, and take pride. Get a business card and take pride in how you're building your business. Number two is have a work ethic. You're building this business daily. You go into your home office or your regular office every day to build your business and move it forward in a positive direction. You're on a journey to build a large book of business so that one day it's not as difficult to build the business as it is to just retain the current customers that you have. And third, the long-term thinking is a very critical piece of of the business model that I have, you should be able to run your insurance business for life. Is that it's a business that takes little effort once you've established, basically the way that it's going to be built. So as you season in your business and get more mature in how you handle your objectives and the many things on the phone, this business should become very easy to us. Much like the game of golf, we can play it for a long time. My takeaways to succeed in this program is to be immediate. In other words, when you're on the phone with your clients, get their email address. Be first to get a foothold. When I say that, I mean there are going to be other people that call your client, your prospects, but be the first to get a foothold on them and establish and take ownership of that prospect, because if you don't, someone else will. So you must claim those folks and make them feel guilty in an indirect way so that they don't go somewhere else and buy the insurance. Number two, be persistent. I've always said on these calls to weigh on the side of being a nuisance. You're going to want to call your folks more so than lay back on them. When they tell you to call back in 30 days, you better call back in 15. It's all a timing issue. When somebody calls on day 16, trust me, and you wait until 30, they're going to say, oh, I already had that taken care of, and somebody bought or somebody already sold me a policy. My recommendation is call them on 15 days when they tell you 30. Be consistent, number three. Call until you get an absolute no. It's very critical to understand one phone call is not going to sell insurance, and two won't either. You need to make at least 5 or 6 phone calls to make sure that this happens. You're going to want to give people time, but again, weigh on the side of the nuisance versus being giving people time to squeak in and steal your business away from you. Fourth and finally is to be decisive. Once you get that no, then you need to move on. File that lead in a file that says call back in 2 years or 1 year or whatever you want to do. I don't call them back because I don't think that they're good candidates, because if somebody's that big of a challenge to close, they're going to be that big of a challenge to collect money. That's just my philosophy. Finally, I'll close with being efficient in this program. First of all, you're going to need to be good with your calendar. A calendar, in my opinion, I've always thought it builds momentum. It dictates your attitude. If you have your calendar filled with meetings and applications, you're going to have a good spirit about your business. You're going to do well. You're going to succeed. And when money's coming in, we all know that that's what drives a salesperson. Number two, the tools are so very critical in this business. For instance, the quote engine that Steve mentioned, your phone, obviously, a way to keep leads top of mind. You may have a system on what I would call today's technology. I'm real up with technology, but I have come to find out after spending lots of time in technology that the best system for this program is a simple 3-ring binder where you flip through the pages and you just keep this business very, very simple. The third thing is organization. That goes without saying that your Outlook calendar, again, I will reemphasize that keeping that calendar current on when you're going to call and follow up on people, the conversations you've had with those folks. Take notes on the back of your lead sheet. Flip through that 3-ring binder. You're looking for that one big one, because you're going to get a lot of singles in this business, but you're going to hit a few doubles. Every now and then you're going to get a triple, and maybe once or twice a year you're going to hit a home run. And those home runs come because I wrote one for about $1,250 a month in this business, and I'm just telling you they're out there, but you have to be willing to go and hit the singles, and the big ones will come. Closing again with become an expert on the phone. Learn how to handle objectives or objections. You must know how to handle objections and become an expert on the phone, or you will not be able to sell, and you'll become very frustrated with this business. But the only way you can learn is to go through the fire and go through all of these phone calls so you can do it. Number two, learn how to eat crow. Be very nice. When people get agitated and they get smart, you always want to eat crow. If I could name my business again, I would call it Eat Crow Insurance. I'm just saying that you always want to weigh on that side of being very nice. Learn how to listen. You need to be the best listener possible. And finally, this is a numbers game. I don't think it's any secret that you've got to know that this business is all about the numbers. The more calls you make, the more chances you have of selling, the more chances you have of closing. takes so many calls to get so many sales, and I would highly recommend that you consider all these things that I've said. And I hope you took some notes. Bill, Joe, Steve, thank you very much, and I hope everybody does extremely well in this business.
Yeah, thank you, Kent. Great job. That's about as real as it gets, folks. So we really appreciate Kent taking the time. All right, we have a few minutes left. I know we're running a little late, and I apologize to everybody. Me and Joe are going to move quickly through the next few slides, but they are also just as important. Everybody on the call is going to get an email with a few brochures on everything we talked about. And then, of course, we have our Mortgage Lead Program FAQs, which should answer just about all of your questions. And then, of course, our sample lead scripts. So everyone will have that in today's email. Joe is going to touch on our complimentary CRM tool that you can use to track and follow up with all of these new prospects and clients. Joe?
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, the mobile CRM tool is really neat. I know we're kind of short on time. We'll be emailing out a link in today's email to actually sign up. It's absolutely free to use, but basically, in a nutshell, this system will track all your prospects, all your leads. You'll never miss a follow-up again, and it will actually help streamline your entire lead funnel, if you will. It'll remind you of clients you've got to call, people you need to stay in touch with, and what's interesting is 80% of all sales in this industry are made in the 5th to 12th call, and about 48% of salespeople never follow up. So having a tool that can help you follow up, it also has about 100 pre-designed sales templates inside of it, is really key to your success. Again, we'll email out the link to that mobile CRM platform after today's call this afternoon. Real quickly here, we've got some other great lead programs to take a look at, specifically focusing on the final expense marketplace. I'm going to dive into 2 specific programs. Both are very easy, very turnkey to use. The first is a co-op program with Transamerica. This is a direct mail marketing piece, one of the most competitive programs in the industry. It's actually $330 per 1,000 leads. That includes sourcing the leads, letting you know exactly which zip codes have the highest concentration of people in the age brackets and income range you're looking for. It also includes the printing, the mailing, and the postage. And actually what happens is what you're looking at the bottom of the screen is actually a return mailer. So the clients are going to receive these. They're going to fill out their information. You're actually going to receive that response. Out of 1,000, the average rate is about 1.7 to 2%, which is about 20 final expense leads out of one lead batch, where we've been running this program for about 2.5 years now, extremely competitive, one of the best final expense marketing pieces available. The second one is another direct mail piece, also focusing on the final expense marketplace, more specifically on what's called the Legacy Safeguard platform. This is actually a great tool you can offer to your clients, absolutely free to the agent, free to the consumer. You give your client a lot of end-of-life planning resources like an estate planning attorney, a free living will. You can have access to bereavement travel assistance, grief counseling support. You even get discounts on flowers, gift baskets. This is a great service for clients to use to not only negotiate the price of their funeral, but also to make sure everything is set before they go. Again, you can offer this to your clients that'll really help you outsell the competition. That is called Legacy Safeguard. They have direct mail pieces starting at $420 per 1,000.
Okay, and then we have our infamous annuity mailer program that is very, very inexpensive. Josh probably goes through, I would say, 20 to 30 orders per week. So this is a great way, again, to get the conversation started for annuity sales. $510, 1,000 mailers, includes postage, and they use your return address. So there's no gray area here. So again, call Josh to get started. Okay, our last slide here is our quote and apply with DropTicket and the Levinson eApp process. So very simply put, when you're on the phone calling these leads, making sales, you need to know how to use the basic DropTicket system. It takes like 3 or 4 minutes to sign up a client over the phone. These are the carriers that are up and running. In fact, we are the pilot agency for 2015 with North American Life. Obviously, we're very proud of that. Call anyone in our marketing department. We can get you set up with any of those carriers in front of you. And then, of course, we have the Sell While You Sleep products that literally just sit on your home page or your Facebook page that literally run themselves. If you look at that blue box there, that's the latest statistics for Internet users. And this is why I keep saying it's so important to have a website, to have a basic understanding of e-applications and know what a CRM tool or follow-up system looks and feels like. Look at those numbers. I mean, they're staggering in my opinion. 361 million users in 2000 to today in 2015, 4.2 billion users. 86% of all consumers researched insurance online before making the purchase. What does that tell us? We have to be online. Very, very important. We need a website. So with that said, our 100th registrant for a free batch of leads is John G. John G. out of Florida. Congratulations. And I'll end with this saying, the industry is always about changing, and that's exactly what we all need to do as IMOs and agents to keep moving forward.